Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? I don't know why my new phone even still does this. It's so bizarre. Andrew's phone never flips the camera. But mine always seems to. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing great. I had to look. It's Monday. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Um, who's all here? Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Norma is here. Diane is here. Thank you so much all for being here tonight. We've got more new stuff for you tonight. Andrew is currently in a meeting. He's in a board meeting right now, and he will probably most likely be joining us later. But we have a lot of stuff new for you all. And I wasn't sure what to show, but we still have check glass. And that was the easiest for me to do by myself in case Andrew isn't able to make it. I don't know how long his board meeting will be. Sometimes they are like 45 minutes, sometimes they are 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start tonight with, I think, what will be the last batch of our check glass, the vintage check. So I technically, I think, have enough to do an entire live tonight with what we have left in the check glass. Maybe not entire live. And some of them may be repeats. Andrew and I were pulling the glass independent of one another, and sometimes we may have purchased the same thing. Between actually being there and pulling the glass and showing it on the, I can't remember all the time if we showed it or if I just remember pulling it. So if you see something tonight that you've already seen, sorry about that. But I think most of it, the majority of it, is definitely stuff I know that we've not seen. Some of it, there might be a few things here and there. So sorry about that if that's the case. But it might all be new too. I don't know. Because like I said, in my mind, it's all a little bit mixed up. So some of the strands that I'm thinking about, I just really love the strands, and it just may be me remembering how much I love them from when I pulled them and that we didn't actually show them. So with the check glass, I think today. To join us, we might dive into something else. We have some Indonesian glass. We have a trunk show of the decoupage beads. I think mostly decoupage beads. Our friend Priscilla sent a whole box of goodies, and we're going to dive into that at some point this week. And hopefully that'll be nice. Hopefully we can support her and her small business as well. Her items are in the Philippines, made in the Philippines, and that is where she is from. So we'll see. I don't Andrew's even opened that box yet. I know I haven't opened that box yet. She told me that they were going to be mostly all decoupage beads. So I don't know. But we might also, like, that's who we got some of the bone beads and wood beads and horn beads from before. So who knows if it's just decoupage or not, but we'll see. So we have the Indonesian beads, we have the decoupage beads, we have some of Harry's new things that we have to get into at some point, and we're going to do all of that at some point this week, and maybe do a mix and match thing, or maybe we'll dedicate days to it. What do you all prefer? Do you prefer when we dedicate days to a maker or a thing, or do you prefer an assortment? I kind of like doing assortments because if you don't like one thing, you might get something else, right? But I also kind of think it's nice when you can just focus on one thing. So what do you all prefer? Hey, Jen. Hey, Harry. Hello, hello. Susie's also here. Hello, Susie. Jen says, love your hair. Thanks. My hair is so wild right now. I do need a haircut. It needs to be It needs to be contained a little bit, restricted a little bit. It's a little bit wild right now. I kind of like it, but um, some days I like it. Like today, it's doing okay things. Some days it refuses. This long hair thing, I don't know. I don't know about it at all. Um, I've always wanted long hair. I've always been a person who has usually at most let my hair grow through like one hair cutting cycle. And then by the next haircut, no matter how long it is, I'm ready to get it chopped off. And I usually do. So I've never let my hair grow long. And I've always thought it would be nice to have long hair. And I'm trying really hard um, to fight every instinct to just get it chopped short again. Um, because I feel like if I don't do it at some point in my life, I don't want to be one of those people on their deathbed regretting they didn't get their hair, they let their hair grow, let their hair grow out. I don't think that's what I would be regretting then, but you know what I mean. So I'm trying to let it grow out, but it's so hard, and I never know how to get it cut. I go to my stylist. I need to make an appointment before Italy for sure. And we'll see if before Italy, if I'm going to get it cut short or if I'm going to leave it long. I don't know. I don't know. I just am more comfortable with it shorter and then longer on top, and I can do what I normally do with it. And, I don't get that social anxiety as much about what's my hair look. But of course, I've always wanted long hair, and it's like, there's certain things you've always wanted to do for yourself, and you like have never done it, and you're like, I should do it. That's hair for me, for long hair. Working out is one of those things too. Being really in shape. I, I, I've always wanted to be really in shape, and I've come close a few times before I gave up my training programs. Um, and maybe one of these days, I will either stick to a training program or find a trainer that will make me stick to a training program or find a workout buddy that will help me stick to a training program. Um, I'm not great at doing things like that on my own. I need to be held responsible for things by somebody else. And right now, we can't afford a personal trainer for sure. And I don't have a workout buddy, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for joining us. Diane says, I like an assortment of a variety. See, I kind of like that too. For me on this end, because it can get a little bit, I don't want to say boring because, the stuff that we have is interesting and I love the beads, but doing the same thing over and over, even though it's not the same thing, I can see. Sometimes you just want to switch it up. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do this week. We might just do it nice when we can name the broadcast. Like if it's going to be decoupage beads, then let's name it decoupage beads, new decoupage beads. But um it makes it neater that way, right? But also, it's a little more fun when we say, okay, let's switch to this. Let's just do this now. Let's look at some Indonesian glass now, or let's look at some decoupage beads now. And it's not the same thing over and over. Even though they're never the same. It's never the same thing. None of the strands are the same, but sometimes just that change up helps. Um, Especially when we have a lot of new things that are similar, like our regular lives are often an assortment, right? So I know we've kind of gotten y'all used to that, maybe. Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. Thanks so much for joining us. um Jen says, love it, I like long hair. Yeah, thanks. I'm getting used to it. um Sometimes I feel like it makes me look older, especially so much gray these days in my hair. So there's that I fight against a little bit. But then I'm like, do I really care that I look a little older? I don't know. I don't know that I do. I don't know that I do. Um, Wear that with dignity, right? Um, let's see here. Hey, Lennis, thanks for joining in. Jen says, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Um, Suzanne is here. Hello, Suzanne. Thanks for joining us. I've been enjoying your Halloween pictures. We had to take a drive today. We had a pickup that we had to do, and it was in Pittsburgh. And we drove through this pretty I would the way we describe it is this is where the kids want to go for trick or treat. These are the big houses, right? When we were growing up, you tried to find the neighborhoods with the nice houses. This was that neighborhood wherever we were. And a lot of the houses were, tastefully decorated for Halloween. That kind of um, HOA feeling where, things are, done just so. And then we turned the corner and there was a house on a hill, and they must have had 200 to 300 different Halloween decorations in their yard. Literally, probably 200 to 300 different decorations. They had ghosts, they had tombstones, they had a skeleton holding on to a sleigh ride of dogs. They just had everything. The whole hill was complete. They had ladders on the porch with skeletons falling and tumbling down the ladders. It was just amazing. I was driving, I couldn't get a picture, and I don't think he got a picture of it. I kind of wish we did, because it was their entire property. There was not a piece of property that was not covered in some kind of Halloween decoration, and it was kind of amazing. It's not the I don't want to say it wasn't distasteful. It was just abundant, and it was kind of wild. I can't imagine they had in decorations. And if they do that for every holiday, I don't know. I kind of want to go up there for Christmas to see if they have done their yard for Christmas, or if they're just big Halloween people, because it was wild. Um, they were way up. It was a very steep hill that their house was on, and the whole hill was just covered. Their house was covered, the hill was covered. It was wild. Uh, Suzanne says, I'll be a virtual workout buddy. I know. I wish it would be something. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I would like that. I just don't know if virtual will do it. Like, I need somebody to come and knock on the door and be like, we're going jogging today. Um, I don't know. I don't even know if that would work, because I'd probably be like, not to, let's not. But yeah. But maybe we'll try that. Keep me motivated. Um, Susan said I like assorts. I think so. Silver foxes are in, man. I don't know. I don't know. Suzanne says, wow. Um, Susan says, I love those over the top Halloween displays. There is a part of me that really loves over the displays. Like, you're gonna go and do Easter, you got the Easter bunny and you got the eggs and you got everything all over the yard and the house. Like, I kind of love it. Um, you know, it's some people are gonna think it's tacky, some people are gonna think it's not tasteful. I kind of love it. Um, and I think it goes to show how much fun people have with how much they enjoy it. And I think that's important, right? I think we're supposed to enjoy them. Amanda's here. Hello, Amanda. Jen says, my kind of Halloween house. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Um, and all the other houses around were decorated very well. Some of them had like the cobwebs in the bushes and these giant spiders in the cobweb. Like, they took over the whole bush. They were really cool. There were a lot of different kinds of. Sorry, I have something in my eye. There were a lot of decorations, and like I said, they were all pretty subdued. Lots of pumpkins, lots of gourds, lots of fallen leaves. Um, and it was like, oh, this is demure, very. And then you turn the corner, and this hill and this house was wild. So it says they leave out a donation box and the proceeds go to, oh wait, hold on. I missed the first. I missed the first one. It skipped. There was a home in my dad's old neighborhood that specialized in huge Halloween and Christmas displays. The spooky goods spill out into the adjoining yards. They leave out a donation box. Oh yeah, the proceeds go to St. Vincent de Paul. Nice. Spiders are popular locally, says Suzanne. Yeah, apparently they're getting popular here too. Um, I don't remember seeing a lot of spiders in the past as far as Halloween decorations, but um, they were all over in this neighborhood. Um, in this neighborhood, it was kind of up in the hills anyway, and it was like just big house after big house and houses on the hills and big houses right beside other big houses. And they were, some of them looked similar, but some of them looked very different. Like, it was just, it was definitely those like, I didn't go trick-or-treating much as a kid, but I remember going once with my cousins, and we did the little town thing, and then they're like, now we're going to get in the car and we're going to drive over to the good neighborhood where they give you the big candy bars. And I'll never forget that, um, because to me it was so I never thought about that. Like, we didn't have that around where I grew up. There weren't really like the big rich houses, but in their neighborhood they had a richer section of town, and that's where they went trick-or-treating. And so, that's what this reminded me of. Even Andrew said, "This is, this is where the kids want to go trick or treating." You could just tell. You could just tell. So we did that today, but really we were doing some pickups, um, of some things, and we stopped at a wonderful little, um, Italian market. And so we were wondering what to do for dinner. Well, actually, we were looking for lunch. And so Andrew found a little Italian market, and we thought that it was going to be like sandwiches and things that you could eat inside, but they didn't have any inside dining. But in their freezer section, they had, um, we got banana pepper raviolis. We don't quite know what this is gonna be, but there are banana pepper raviolis now in our freezer. It's stuff that they make fresh, and then they freeze it to sell. Um, so we have banana pepper raviolis, and then we just got cheese raviolis. They were out of the mushroom ones. We wanted the mushroom ones, but they were out. So we got cheese and banana pepper ravioli, and then we got some gnocchi, I think. I think that's what we picked up, some potato gnocchi. Um, and some sauce. And so we're gonna, I think, make some pasta tonight of some sort. I don't know what we're gonna decide to make, um, but something of that is gonna be made tonight for dinner. So that's really nice. And then we, because they weren't an actual restaurant, we were like, we need to find a restroom around here because it was a long drive. And so then we went, we found a Starbucks, but the Starbucks was inside of, a market district, um, uh, grocery store. And we have Giant Eagles around here, and Market District is a thing of Giant Eagle, but this was very different. This looked bougie. It had like the Starbucks inside. Like, as soon as you walked in, the Starbucks, they had their own little kiosk. Like, it's the only way I can kind of describe it. But then there were like prepared foods, and like higher end grocery sections, grocery aisles. Um, they had a huge wine selection, and then they had a little bistro where you could order like burgers, and it was very strange. I had never seen, we don't have that around here. Um, we're used to our Giant Eagle. It is definitely different from our Giant Eagle. They had a whole section you could sit in, but they didn't have much of anything vegetarian. So we got some coffee, and then we left there because there was nothing really to eat for us. And then, um, we found on the way home, we're like, okay, let's just go. And then we were heading home, and there was a Subway, and Andrew's like, you know what? I'm really actually hungry for a sub. So we got subs. We got the Veggie Delight subs on the way home. And that's what we got. And that trip um, took us a large portion of our day. Before that, I was working on taxes, um, which has like been my whole weekend. I'm very behind. I called my tax person today and they're like, "You're later than usual." And she's like, "I'm hoping I can get all this done for you." So that's my life right now. Um, but it's most everything is submitted. We'll see how it all flushes out. Um, and so the store was busy a little bit this weekend. It was really kind of interesting. Um, we had some people in, a few people in each day. And on Sunday, these two people came in from out of town, very out of state, actually, and they were here on an ancestry mission. Both of them had ancestors that came from Johnstown or some of the surrounding towns, and so they are here, I think, through the week, and they just happened to stop in at the cafe at Jada's Jazz Cafe across the street, and they spent some time there. And then Jada's Jazz Cafe told them, "Hey, go across the street." Joe or Mustafa did that, and they did, and they spent like 2 or 2.5 hours. I don't know how long. We were talking so much. Um, One is an artist, uh, also does construction. The other one is she is in anthropology, and it was just an enjoyable time hanging out with them. They picked out some stuff. They loved Andrew's sculptures and artwork, and um, we just had a really nice time hanging out and chatting for a few hours. So that was really nice. Um, and our friend Cindy stopped in, I think it was on Saturday, the day before, and I got to chat with her for a little bit, and that was really nice. I haven't seen her in a little bit. And yeah, it was I was busy doing I mostly was doing taxes all weekend, but each day, kind of to break up my day a little bit, somebody would stop in and we'd have a really great discussion. So that was nice. Susan says we celebrated our anniversary this weekend by going to our favorite Indian restaurant. They have a really awesome Sunday lunch buffet. Well, happy anniversary, Susan. I'm glad you had a good time. It's great when you can go to your favorite place, right? Anne has joined us. Hello, Anne. Probably a long time ago. Not too long ago, I guess, looking at the time. I don't know how long I've been yammering and missing the comments. Sandy is here. Says, I like gourmet grocery stores. Yeah, we don't have them really around here. It was an odd thing to see, but it was kind of really interesting. Now, it was Andrew. I was getting the coffee. Andrew was kind of browsing a little more. The prices were a little bit higher, so that's not great. But they had a nice selection of things, and it felt warm. Like most grocery stores we're used to are pretty um, utilitarian, right? White shelves, stuff stocked on the shelves. This was all like wood walls and wood theme. It was very kind of almost dark inside, but light. Like everything was lit up properly. You could see everything really well, but it had a cozy, warm vibe to it. Like you just wanted to stay in there. Um, it was definitely not a place where I felt like they were trying to get you in, make you buy stuff, and push you out the door. Like everything seemed to be tailored toward keeping you in there. Like get your coffee, go shopping in this nice kind of cozy environment, hang out over at the restaurant, get a few things, sit down and have something to eat. Like it was that kind of thing. And it was kind of really interesting and nice. Like I liked it. Leslie's here. Hello, Leslie. Thanks for joining us. Um, Suzanne says, we're getting ready to protest this Saturday, but this weekend was quiet. Yeah, this weekend coming up is going to be busy for us. Um, we are going to I think it's Salzburg. There is an event where they're having some famous instructors in like enameling and metalwork come in, and we're going to go to some workshops. I think they're demos more than workshops, I think. Um, so that's going to be Friday and Saturday for me. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Andrew. And then on Sunday, I am going to be at the Ligonier Witches Bike Brigade. They are having, for the first time ever, I think it's 10 to noon. I think 10 to noon, they're having a vendor show. So for 2 hours, we're going to hang out, and I'm going to hang out and sell some stuff, maybe. We'll see. We signed up for it, so we'll see how it goes. I think the thing in Salzburg is very short on Sunday, so I don't think I'm missing much. I think it's over by noon anyway, from what I think I saw. So Friday and Saturday are the two big days. Andrew and I are going to go up to that. Um, and I think they do lunch and dinner for us too. So that's really nice. And we kind of got a 2-for-1 deal almost, which was really nice. Andrew kind of got in, and then he could bring a guest and it wasn't too much more money. So we're going to do that. And there's some, I think, pretty famous people and people that Andrew has wanted to meet and or learn from for quite some time. So it's nice that we're going to get to do that. We don't often get to go to things together like that. Usually it's been Andrew doing that. So I'm excited to be able to do it. So we are going to be closed in Johnstown all weekend. So I got to put that notice up so that people know. But we will be closed in Johnstown all weekend if you're local and we're planning to come. Sorry, we're going to be gone. But yeah, it's a whirlwind right now. Um, between getting things done with taxes and having some great people come into the store and getting ready for these events that we're doing. We're doing this one on Sunday, and then I think the next one is Hexenfest, and that is going to be the evening of Halloween. I think from 6 to midnight. So I think from 6 to midnight on Halloween night, we're going to be um, at Bottle Works in Johnstown. That's where Squonkapalooza was. And we're going to be doing a thing called Hexenfest, and we're going to be vending there. So hopefully that's fun. I'm sure it'll be fun. Hopefully it's good. I don't know what it's going to be like being on Halloween night. Um, I think if people have kids, they're probably going to be doing trick or treating and stuff, but people who don't have kids, maybe it'll be a good place for people to go out. I need to get a little more details situated and send out some emails, and we're going to do some promotion for that too. So yeah, it's interesting. We just have so much going on, and then we're trying to get ready, of course, for Italy. We've got our passports. Um, we've got all the stuff in the mail for the passports, so that's exciting. Um, I don't know how far they've gotten because today's a holiday, so probably have not gotten very far. But they went in the mail, and hopefully they are on their way to getting us our passports, which will be good. We've got our plane tickets, so that's exciting. Um, I don't know if we said that on the live, but we did get our plane tickets. We definitely, Andrew posted it. That was the exciting thing we were talking about the other night that we didn't share. So Andrew posted that on his timeline, and I don't know if we said it here, but we did. So plane tickets are secured. We still have to get our housing there. We're still deciding a little bit on that, whether we want to stay in one location or we want to jump around a little bit. But yeah, so we're also still, kind of saving up for that, depending on what we save up and how much we can spend, depending, what we'll end up doing and how close. Hopefully, we can stay close at least for the week that Andrew is in the workshop, because he'll have to go to the workshop for a week, and we want to try to be close for that. Um, let's see. Susie says, I'm glad you were getting to go. Andrew wanted to see someone there. Yeah, he did. And I can't remember who exactly. There were a few people he wanted to see there, I think. So it's really interesting. Sparkles is with us. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Suzanne says, we got mail today. Norma said, hi, Sparkles. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name. Me too. Sorry. Susan says, the mail is always moving. That's good. That's good. Good to know. Um, let's see. Suzanne says, how long will you be there? In Italy, you mean? We are going to be there for 2 weeks. That's the plan. 2 weeks. And that's pretty much has to be the plan now because that's what our plane tickets are for. But we're going to be there for 2 weeks. 1 week is going to be Andrew's workshop week, and so Gina, thank you. 1 week is Andrew's workshop week, and we definitely have to be there for that. The next week, though, is we are going to do kind of a honeymoon. We never had one. We got married during the pandemic, and our marriage ceremony was very quick um, and extremely impromptu, kind of, um, because we kind of fit it in when we could and got things done kind of as we could. So um, we didn't really have the money or the planning for the honeymoon. And so since we're on our way and we are going there anyway, and Andrew had to go. This was part of his scholarship that he got. They didn't pay for that, but it was part of accepting the scholarship is that he did have to join them there. And so we weren't sure if I was going to be able to go, but I am, thankfully, thanks to all of you out there who continue to support us. And we are going to spend an extra week there um, in Italy. And the idea, I think, is we're going to stay probably in the same location the whole 2 weeks. And we are going to be very close to a train station in Certaldo where we're going to be staying. So there's a train station there that heads right into Florence, and then from Florence you can pretty much go all over by train. So each day I think we're going to kind of get up early and take a day trip to a different part of Italy. If there's a place we want to go that's further away than what would be able to do in a day, then we might plan for that and just find a place to stay as we can when we get there. But the idea, I think we're just going to try to book a place for the entire 2 weeks and kind of have a home base. That's as long as we can still find something for the whole 2 weeks. Some places we're getting booked up, so we got to kind of move on that. Yeah, so that's what's going on. It's a little stressful here, but all in good way. I'm trying to not be anxious about it. That's the thing. Um, as many of you know, I'm a very anxious person, and I have a tendency to, even when things are exciting, I have a tendency to paint them in a anxiety-ridden way. And all of this I should be very excited about, and I should be very, enthusiastic about, and I am. Um, I also uh, always worry about like if it's going to feel like gloating or like, something like that. Um, but we know that you all are excited for us, and so we thank you for that. Um, these are things we don't get to do very often. We'd love to do more of them, but that's all in time, maybe. But we're excited, and I'm excited, and I'm trying to remain excited instead of anxious. That is what is the goal. Susie says, make sure you both have your medications. Yes, that is one thing. I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because um, I was looking at my medications today, and I was thinking I'm getting lower, but I'll be okay. But actually, I need to make sure that everything is going to be okay for the trip. I need to make sure. I also have things like weird things that you don't think about, but should. Like I need to figure out I need to figure out what to do with our cell phones because I've never had my cell phone in an international area. Um, I kind of looked it up. We're with AT&T, and T, and apparently there's a thing you can add to the plan. So I need to talk to them about doing that. And since we've had some issues with our AT&T plan over the last few weeks, trying to get all that done, um, I'm kind of like hesitant about that. But I need to work on that too. Um, uh, Gina says you'll need a vacation from your vacation with booking so much and getting up. I know, I know. I'm trying to. Andrew is one of those people. Andrew loves to maximize a vacation. He is up in the morning, ready to go. Let's go do something. I am more like we're on vacation. Let's sleep in. Let's rest. Let's just mosey along. But because we're going to Italy, and it's probably one of the few chances we'll get to go to. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I hope it's just one of many chances we get to go to Italy. I'm trying to reframe my speak and thinking process instead of limiting ourselves. Um, but we're going to be there. I need to get up early and do the things. We need to get on the train and plan and make things fun. So and see lots of places and explore. And so I need to get in that mindset because Andrew is ready for that. I know. Andrew has tried to go to Italy um, multiple times. He's told me this. Throughout our relationship together. And there have been a number of times that he has tried to go to Italy specifically, and it's always not worked out. Something always happened at the last minute or, not so last minute, but it always fell through. And so we are working hard to try to make sure this does not fall through, not only for him, but for both of us, but especially for him, because it is something that he has always wanted to do and has tried multiple times to do and has never been able to. So, I was lucky enough in college to be invited to go to France, and I saw a lot of France when I was there, at least especially the south of France. Um, with the family I stayed with. And so I had that experience at least to some degree. And so I'm really looking forward to Andrew being able to do this and me do it with him. So I'm excited. I wish I could learn a little bit more Italian. I've got less than a month to really squeeze in more. I might pull out the grammar books. We've been doing Duolingo, and Duolingo is good, and I have learned a lot, I feel like, but it is not the way because I'm a language learner and that's what I did in school. I have a very systematic way of learning a language that works for me, and I've learned how it works for me, and I need to kind of, I think, do that. I need to look at a book and really learn how to do that or not learn how to learn Italian that way. And so I think in this next like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks we have left, I really want to try and do that. I just need to get through taxes. And then I can take a breath. Gina says I have a Zoom meeting at 7:30. Enjoy your vacation day. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you before that. We're not leaving until um, the beginning of November. So hopefully we'll see you before that. Um, but enjoy your Zoom meeting. Have a good meeting. So yeah, that is the news here. How are you all doing out there? What's happening? What are you up to? Some of y'all mentioned what you were up to over the weekend, but what's everybody else doing? I feel like I've just been talking your ears off. Probably have. But what are you all up to? Anybody do anything exciting over the weekend that you haven't said? Um, or have any plans for this week? Are you all getting ready for Halloween? How's it going? My screen is going like this. Is it doing that on the camera or on the, yeah. What is going on? Has it been doing that the whole time or did it just start doing that? Um, I don't think it's been doing that the whole time. That's really weird. Let me, hmm, let me try and do a flip rotation of the camera and see if it helps that, because that's a little annoying. Nope, it's gonna keep pulsating. It's so weird. Um, wow. Suzanne says yes, pretty much the whole time I've been on. Wonder why. Is it like it can't? I wonder if it's trying to focus. Am I it Oh, it seems to be doing it. It's not doing it now. It seems to be doing a focus thing. It's probably just as I'm moving a little bit, it's doing that. Sorry, everybody. I had no idea. I just noticed it. Um, Let me see. Is there a different camera? No, there's just the front camera. I know the front camera on here is supposed to be one of those that does the, it moves on its own, but this streaming setup isn't really set up to make it do that, or to do that, to work with that. But I wonder if there's something going on. Diane says something to do with the focus. Yeah, that's weird. Let me see here. Let me clean the lens just to make sure there's nothing on my lens that's making it do it. No. Yeah, that's so weird. I think it's because the camera, like I said, um, the cameras are meant to be like, if you go out of screen, like they move, like they kind of follow you. But this streaming setup isn't meant to do that. So I wonder if they're going to implement that or something, that it's trying to do that. It's so weird. Um, Sorry, y'all. I hope it's not nauseating, making you. I hope not. Um, okay, so that's what's been going on here at Allegory Gallery, um, and we have lots of stuff to do this week, but yeah, we'll talk about that as the week goes on. I'm we're gonna get started. I was waiting to see if Andrew, I don't know when he's going to actually be finished with his meeting, but um, we'll get started. We'll get started at least with some check glass. It might be an all check glass show tonight. It might not be. We'll see. Um, if if Andrew gets done with his meeting and he brings some new stuff upstairs with him, then we'll do some new stuff. Otherwise, it's all new. This is all still, the check glass is new, but we'll do an assortment. If not, we'll start more of an assortment this week. I think. Suzanne says that's a lot, a good way, but a lot. We've got a lot. There's so much, a lot going on. All right, let's hydrate, y'all. Don't forget to hydrate. I have not been great at hydrating lately, and I can feel it. Like my eyes are drying out a little bit. I feel dried out a little bit. Um, so definitely make sure you stay hydrated. It's getting chillier here, so it's a little bit harder for me to think about drinking cold juice water, right? But it's important. It's important. All right. Anyway, that's my recommendation to everybody. Make sure you drink enough water. Suzanne says, how's your weather? Our weather was rainy today. It was rainy off and on, um, but not too bad. It was drizzling. Let's say that. There was not a lot of rain. It was drizzle. And it would go in and out as we were driving to Pittsburgh and back. But it was nothing that made the roads dangerous or anything like that, thankfully. But it is chilly. Um, Sorry, I was going to sneeze. If you're going to sneeze and you do that, sometimes it stops it. Um, yeah, it's mostly in the 50s, high 50s. Um, and I guess tomorrow is supposed to go up to 67. Um, The rest of the week, 61, 58, 62, lows in the 30s at night. Um, Nothing quite down to freezing, but very close. 35 is a low Friday night. Then we go up to 74 and up into the higher 60s for a few days over the weekend. So it should be a nice weekend, except Sunday is going to thunderstorm. Not great for being out and selling things in the middle of a field, but we'll see how it goes. Susan says, "Did you get that nor'easter?" I don't know. Was it bringing rain or just cold weather? We got cold weather, but we did not get any. I don't know what a nor'easter would normally do, but we didn't get a lot of rain. Um, I see a weather pattern here that went off to the east of us. So maybe that's what it is. We didn't get anything bad. It's been pretty tame and mild all day, thankfully. So that's what we got. How are y'all doing out there? It's getting chilly for y'all. Sue says lots of high winds and rain. No, we did not get high winds, and we got some rain, but no high winds. At least not in Pittsburgh. We were, like I said, we weren't here most of the day. I don't know what happened, what came through here. Susie, our neighbor, could probably tell us that. But Norma says, we're often similar to you, but not now. We're having nights in the 50s and days in 67 to 73. Yeah, it's cold here. I mean, right now our nights are mainly in the high 40s, and our days are in the low 60s. So not too far off, but it sounds like we're like 10 degrees difference lower than you generally, 7 to 10 degrees lower. Um, it's chilly. I will say at night, it's getting very chilly. I've been wearing long sleeves and my sweater most of the time. Um, but in the house, it's been I mean it's staying warmer in the house, so I have my t-shirt on. But I had the t-shirt on, I had my long sleeves on, and I had this sweater on to go out today. And I was pretty comfortable most of the day. Susan says it was 80 here and partly cloudy. See, we're far from the 80s right now. We are now far from the 80s here. Nothing close. We have 74-degree day on Saturday. That's the closest we're coming to the 80s. And mostly 40s at night. It's cold, chilly. Kind of like it. I love this time of year. I'm very excited. I just want to get through get through taxes. I always ruin it for myself by postponing taxes to the very last minute, because we file extensions and all that, um, and I always procrastinate till the very 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 end, and it's exceptionally close to the end this year. So I don't know why I do that to myself year after year. It's like my saga, my self-inflicted thing. But and it always happens like this is my favorite time of year. So I always like ruin part of my favorite time of year worrying about it. So maybe next year will be different. We'll see. Um, Norma says we stayed in the 80s longer than normal, but they finally quit. It's good. They need to give up for a little bit. I'm not ready for cold weather though. This is getting a little bit cold, a little bit fast, I feel like, especially at night. Um, I feel like it shouldn't be this cold yet at night, but we are getting to the point. I know Halloween, when we used to do the porch parties on Halloween, and it was often very cold for Halloween night, sometimes snowing or wet rain, cold rain. So it does get cold by then, but I feel like we've been cold for a while now and it's earlier than normal, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I will say the days are pretty sunny, generally pretty nice. And I like that. And we have had some of the most beautiful sunsets lately. Um, I'm fortunate enough that I'm normally coming home from the store right now as sunset hits and coming down over the mountain. The mountain can be treacherous in the winter, but let me just say that this is like the perfect time of the year to be coming down over the mountain right around 6:30 because the sun is setting. It is the most beautiful bunch of colors lately. beautiful pinks. The sun has been big, and you can look right at it, and it's like this big kind of pinkish red fireball in the sky, and it's so beautiful. So I get very excited for that. It's been really nice the past few days coming home from Johnstown after work, and I've been very grateful to be able to see such beautiful sunsets. Um, Norma says our weather is perfect now, at least for me. Sue says, Norma, I know. Then we'll get seesaw weather, 80s at noon, and then down in the 40s by evening. That's, yeah. We at least have not been seesaw. I mean, 30s to 60s, that's kind of seaside. That's 30 degrees difference. But it's odd to feel like it can change that much between night and day, but the nights are cold here. The nights are chilly. But I like it. I like a nice chill in the air because when the leaves are falling, you get that chill in the air and uh it carries the smell of the leaves falling and all that kind of autumn smell in the air, and when the air is cool and crisp, that smell can carry through, and I love that. It's one of my favorite things. um, it's just one of my favorite things. I love the smell of autumn, and I love when it gets chilly like that because you can smell it. And also, when that chill is in the air, it also carries um, the smell from nearby restaurants. So, like growing up, when we grew up in the middle of like fields. There were not restaurants around our house, but we would go up to like the mall, and when we would come up in the winter for like the holidays and shopping and stuff like that, there were always restaurants around. And I remember that chill in the air. You're bundled up, you get out of the car, there's that chill in the air, you come out of the mall, and you can just smell all the restaurants around you, and there's something about that. And so whenever I go somewhere, we're lucky enough in town here to have restaurants fairly close to us, and that's odd for me. Like that's an odd feeling, having grown up where I did. And so when it gets chilly like this, and I go out for a walk, or we're just, even in our driveway sometimes, the restaurants, you can smell that. And it just brings me back to like kind of those good times and all that. So it's just it's I like autumn is like my favorite season for sure. Anyway, enough about me. I've been chatting about me all day. Um, let's flip this camera around. I gotta see what lot numbers. I didn't come up with lot numbers yet. Um, are very high tech flipping the camera, right? Um, let me let me do this. Let's see here. Hopefully this camera doesn't freak out like the other one was. Um, whoa. Let's aim these so that I don't get a headache, or at least try to resist getting a headache. Okay. All right. I gotta take a drink again. Okay. I've had a little bit of a Andrew and I both have had a little bit of a headache all day. Mine is coming from my shoulder. So bear with me here. I'm probably, I don't know, maybe I don't seem like I am, but I feel like I am. I can tell. Um, what am I doing? What number can I use? What lettering can I use? What haven't we used before? This should not be that hard. Um, um, have I used? Let me look this up. What's going on here? I get my hands on the correct keys on the keyboard. I don't think I've used this. We're going to use CGS, check glass strands. I'm surprised I've not used that. Susan says fall allergies. Could be. Andrew definitely, I think, is suffering from fall allergies. I know I'm congested, but I am having shoulder pain in my left shoulder, and I can feel it, and my back kind of wants to crack and doesn't want to crack. It's one of those things, and I'm very tense, um, probably from all the desk work I've been doing, compiling taxes and all that. Um, so I know mine is probably from that, and I end up getting a headache in the left side of my whole head from that, and that is what I'm feeling right now. Starting to anyway, but it's okay. It too shall pass. It's like a daily thing for me lately. Um, yeah. So we're gonna do some check glass. Let's do that, and then um, we'll see what we get into. We'll see how much we do. Um, so this is CGS1. If you are new or you don't know or you don't remember how to claim from us, we're going to give you a piece of paper like that for every item. CGS are going to be the lot numbers for today. So CGS 1 through whatever number we get to today. Generally 30 or 40 lots is what we do. I think I have 30 some here, at least in this. We'll see if Andrew joins me in a little bit to bring up some more stuff, or if we stop at 30, we'll see. CGS1, take that, put it in the subject line of an email. Address that email to info@allegorygallery.com. You can read it up here. All this stuff is also scrolling down here. Put it in the subject line, address the email to info@allegorygallery.com, and send that email to us. It is first come, first serve. We ask you a few things. If you send us an email and you get the item, you're promising to take it. That means you're promising to pay for it when we send you an invoice. Please do not try to claim all the things, and then when we send you an invoice for all the things that you got, you say, I really just wanted this one thing. We like to warn people up front about that because that has happened before, and it messes up the whole system, and it means that I end up doing the spreadsheet multiple times, and that's not fun. So please, if you do send an email, you are saying you will take it. Please send a new email each time. Do not reply to an old email to send an email. Some people hit that reply and it gives you the chance, you make a new email that way. Don't do that. Just send a new email. Put us in your address book. It makes it easy to address the email. Yeah, that's, I think, it. There was something else I was going to say, but now I can't remember. Send a new email. If you get it, you're promising to take it. Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. All right. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, we are giving you a 10% discount today. On all the new check glass, we've been giving you a 10% discount every day. You can choose to opt out of that discount if you would like to. If you're like, I don't need the discount, I'd rather you all keep the money, you can do that. Just send us an email saying that you are opting out of the discount. Otherwise, we are going to add the discount to your invoice. So the prices you see will be discounted an additional 10%. All right. We are giving you the old prices. These are prices sometimes from the 90s. This check glass came to us priced, most of it, and we are giving you those prices. Those prices will not last forever. We cannot live on those margins for a long time. This is a special deal for those of you who watch the lives. We will probably pass those prices also to our DStash group on Facebook because they are near and dear to our hearts and have really helped support the building of our business. So they will also get those special prices when we move the items there. Once the items are clear from the live and clear from the DStash group, and they go into other places like the physical store, the online store, they are going to go up to what we consider the normal everyday retail value. All right. So that means that these prices are going to, at least in general, increase by a few dollars, sometimes much more than that, depending on what they are. So you are getting the best prices here. By purchasing them this way, you're getting the extra 10% discount unless you opt out. And that's it. That's it for now. Let's get started. All right. CGS1, this is $15. I've only got one. I've got one strand, so this is how it works. Lot number, price, number of strands available at that price. This is the strand. It is a goody goody. Look at those beautiful AB amber colored check glass faceted rounds. Nice and big. These are 12.5 millimeters. This is a nice big strand of these. This strand is a little over 8 inches. I'm going to say closer to 9 inches for the strand. And it is only $15. There is only one. If you want it, grab it. CGS1, first come, first serve. All right, CGS2. Let me see what else is in my box of goodies tonight. And CGS1 has just sold. Thank you so much. I'm going to take that away so it doesn't taunt anybody else with its beauty. Norma says that's a nice chunky strand, right? It is. All right, CGS2. These are going to be $14 each. Now let me see how many I got. I like these, so I did get a few of them, and I want to make sure. I think these are all the same. I don't think they're a different style. Yeah, these are all the same. So next up, CGS2, $14 a strand. I have got 6 strands of these available. I really like these. I thought they were very unique. They have the kind of holographic pattern on these beautiful amber colored ovals. And I don't know, they almost look like tire marks, kind of. I don't know if that sells it or makes people not want it, but they look like they've been run over in all different directions. Each one's different. And I just think they're super cool. Where you can get tire mark beads, right? These are about 12 millimeters by 30.5 millimeters. And I think they are beautiful strands, very different. Not something you see. I don't know. I've never seen these. I've never even seen that pattern before. And so I think they're cool. Let me show you another strand just so you can see. CGS 2. There you go. There's 6 of those strands available. CGS2, $14 a strand. CGS3. Whoop. I always end up marking myself up. All right. These are also. No, they're not. I think those. We may have done these before, but maybe you didn't see them. I'm going to do them. I'm not 100% sure. These are $7 a strand. $7 a strand. One of these available. CGS3. I don't know if we've done these before. There's only one strand in this bag for these. CGS3 are these blue, rocky, kind of almost lava-like looking beads. $7 only. That's a really good deal. These are 12 millimeters by 10, and there's one strand available. Like blue ice, says Susan, right? Yeah, like it's like ice melting, or like I said, it looks like almost like lava, like how it has that. I just love this texture. One strand available, CGS3, and that one has sold. Thank you so much. CGS4, and these are also $7. And these are, there's 3 of these. Let me take 3 away. I'm going to take 3 away since that one is sold out. And like I said, I don't know. Andrew and I pulled these independently of one another. So if I'm showing you things we've shown before, I'm sorry. I can't remember if sometimes it's just me remembering pulling them from where we got them, or if we've actually shown them before. But here is, I love this. I know we've had this in a few different colors. This is a green, a beautiful green. It's kind of this twisted kind of rectangle, puffy rectangle. I love these beads. And they're only $7 a strand. They are approximately 15 millimeters by about 12 and a half. And they're just such a lovely color. It's that green. It's like the color of my eyes. I love that green. That's CGS4, $7 a strand. 3 strands available. I know not everyone's going to remember every color and every strand we have shown you, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal if I show some that we've shown before. They're all going to be priced the same, or should anyway. $18, 3 strands available. So this is the same shape, and you can see the difference. $7 a strand, $18 a strand, and it has to do with the color and the kind of glass that it is, right? Big difference in this red with this kind of whitish gray finish versus the $7 on that one. And these are again about 15 by 12 and a half. Same size, same shape, different colors, different prices. $7 a strand, $18 a strand. We've got 3 strands of these. Beautiful. All right. CGS6. No takers on 2. Surprising. Surprising. All right. I've got 3 of these available. And these are $24 a strand. CGS6 are these lovely, large, smooth rondelles. Look at those. You do not see large, smooth rondelles like that in check glass very often. These are 15 millimeters by about 8.5. Those are some chunky, smooth rondelles, and they're this beautiful. It's like an amber color day. I don't know what's happening. 3 of the 6 strands we've been showing you, amber colored. But look at how pretty those are. Very unique, very different. CGS6, $24 a strand. Let's go. Okay. I had to check to make sure that price was right. This is um a very good deal. These are $3 and there are 6 of them. $3 a strand? CGS7 are these. Dual colored. Is that Givre? Givre beads? Dual colored. They're kind of they're that beige on the inside, but they're like a gray blue glass. And they're not even clear. They're like a gray blue glass on the outside, which is really interesting and not something we see a lot of. Normally when they're like this, it's a clear glass. And $3 a strand. Wow. These little drops are 12 millimeters by about 18, 12 by 18 millimeters. They are table cut, which makes that price even more amazing. I'm like, how were they priced $3 a strand? I don't know. That doesn't feel right. 5.5 millimeters thick, table cut, $3 a strand. I had to look. They're all marked $3 a strand. So here they are. Get those now because they are not staying at $3 a strand for long, for sure. All right, I'm going to put these ones back. Last chance to view those, unless you watch a replay. Those away. Still have all 6 of those available. CGS2. And I'm also going to put these greens away. CGS4. Make some room here, $7 each. We just sold one of the 7s. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And CGS8. These are these beautiful twisted faceted facets on facets. I know we've had some of these like this before. These ones, the other ones had, I think, more yellow in them. These have a little bit, but they are mostly a clear. Facets on facets. Beautiful beads. Only $15 a strand. These are approximately at their widest about 15.5 by 15.5. 3 strands available, $15 each. And if you need me to show you anything up close to the camera again or anything like that, feel free to ask in the comments. This is a really cool strand. Only one of these. Only one. CGS 9. It's $29. This is a black table cut, kind of oval. Like, I don't know. Like it was one of those little bloopy beads. Bloop, bloop. That's what they remind me of. And these are table cut. So you get a table cut on the small side and then on the larger side. And they're just a very different bead that looks like beans, right? Kind of does. Kind of does. Black table cut, large beads, $29, only one strand. If you like the odd stuff like this, these are fun. 21 millimeters by 24.7. So you can go 25 on that or 24 and a half, whatever you want to say. But just really cool. Only one strand. They looks like they only had one strand of those, so we got the one. CGS 9. Those ones I think we've done, although we had multiple sizes of those. I just don't know on those. So I'm going to leave them up. We sold one of CGS 8. Thank you so much. Let's see, these are 15. CGS 10, $15 are these beauties. These are table cut. And they're kind of a smaller version of those little rectangles, those puffy rectangles, like these. But they're a smaller version and they're table cut. And they're super pretty. And they've got a little bit of color. You can see it. See, you could barely see that until I brought the light out. Isn't it wild? So you saw a little bit of it down here, but when they hit the light real good, you can see the coloring on the edges, the finish that's on them. And it's really pretty. Kind of a little incognito before that. So it really depends how the light hits these, what you see. And I think that's really cool. They're $15 a strand, CGS 10. Oh, okay, let's clear some of these off of here. Let's put these away. CGS 5. 3 of those available, still available. And we'll take CGS 6. No one grabbed any of this. Surprises me because that is a rare thing to see those rondelles, the smooth rondelles that big in check glass. But we've got a lot to show you, so I get it. And we've been showing you a lot over the last few weeks now. We're into weeks of new things. All right. CGS 11. We've just sold another one of the 7s. Thank you so much. $7. One of these available. CGS 11 are these beautiful blue faceted rounds. $7 for the strand. One strand available. These are about 8 millimeter faceted rounds. CGS 11. CGS 12. CGS 12. One of these is a black multi-sized faceted round, but these are like, they're almost like simple cut, multiple sizes. They're not really, they look like they've just been like chunked off. They're not really faceted like a faceted round. These are really cool. There's a 6mm, a 7.5mm, and I know there were some bigger ones on here. There's one bigger one at least at 12mm. That's a really cool strand. I'm enjoying that one. They just look like they were faceted at random, which I love. Cool look. CGS 12, only one of those, $7. Okay, I'm going to put 7 away. One more look at that. We've just sold 11 and 12. Thank you so much. I'll take those away. Find bags here. Sold 12 multiple times. Thank you all for trying for those. And remember, we don't tell who got what unless you ask. If you'd like to know if you got something, you can ask in the comments and we'll let you know. Otherwise, it's a surprise, right? And we only do that to keep your privacy. And CGS 13. These are $7. And Andrew must have picked these because he's the only one that picks a lot. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. There have been a number of strands we've got 11 of, and I'm not sure why. CGS 13. These are $7 each. These are these kind of semi-interlocking wavy discs. I love these. Like, I totally understand why he got a bunch of these. They're a really cool shape. We've seen this shape in some of the vintage Czech glass that we had already, but we were able to grab these. And they're like these wavy kind of, almost remind me of like an origami disc. And so we have 11 of those, only $7 each, CGS 13. Look how pretty they are. Love them. These are only $3, and there are 8 of them available. We just sold one of the 13s. Thank you so much. CGS 14, $3 are these dimpled cubes. In black. Dimpled cubes. Nice size strand. Those are 8-inch strands. And these are 5mm dimpled cubes. Really cool shape. Different. There are 8 strands of these available. We like these. CGS 14. We've just sold one of those so far. Thank you so much. These are $13, and I have 3 of them available. CGS 15. These are a laser etched and sandblasted. Actually, I think they're sandblasted. I don't know that they're laser etched. Maybe they're laser etched. I think they're sandblasted. They are these squares that are metallic, but then they have a sandblasted round throughout them. Really fun, very different. It's like a gunmetal with the sandblasted rounds in there. I think that's really cool. Only we're able to get 3 of those, and those are 10 millimeters. We've just sold another 13, 2 more 13s. Thank you so much. And these are $13. 3 of them available. What did I say? 10 millimeter. 10 by about 4. 10 by 4. 10 by 10 by 4. All right, let me put away 8. I do still have 2 of those available. Somebody grabbed 1. Thank you again. And nobody grabbed the big 9. Surprised. Normally someone grabs the odd strands like this, the unusual ones, but that's still available. $29. CGS 9. I'm gonna move 10 down. 13. They're still selling 14s and 15. Now, some of y'all liked the triangles we had the other night. And I have the triangles in few other colors. These are the 2-hole triangle beads. And I think these ones are. So these are $5 each. And there's 3 strands of these available. These are the kind of rainbow. These are these 2-hole triangle beads, or pyramid beads, I guess. More like pyramid, right? Pyramid. CGS 16. I have 3 of this finish available. That's really fun. Those are fun. And then CGS 17. These are also, yes, $5. And I've got 3. CGS 17. Are these beauty? No, I've got 4 of these. Sorry. 4 of those. These beauties. CGS 17. These pyramids with an AB. Look at those. They've got like a they've got a little bit of a metallic tip on them that gives them that AB color on those. So that's CGS 17. 4 of those at $5 each. CGS 18. $5 each. And 3 of these ones. These are a metallic green. They are, if I do say so myself, super cool. Really different color, but it's like a metallic green, 2-hole pyramid beads. Let me I haven't given you the size on these. We just sold a 16. Thank you so much. These are about 6 millimeters. 6 millimeters, and then from pyramid top to bottom, about 7 millimeters. So 6 by 6 by 7. And again, 2-hole beads. So there are those 18 in the metallic green. Not a color you see very often. All right, let me put away. Where are the rest of you? Let me put away these ones. This is CGS 10. We still have 3 of those available, $15 each. And let's put away CGS 13. These are the interlocking wavy discs. And we still have some of those left. We've sold a number of them so far. Thank you so much. CGS 13. And I'm going to put away 14. These are the dimpled cubes. The black dimpled cubes, only $3 a strand. We still have 7 of those available. All right, move these down, these down, these down, those down. CGS 19. This is $5. I've only got 1 of these. $5 a strand. 1 of these is the silver pyramid, silver and clear. I've got a silver metallic pyramid top on a clear glass base. 1 strand of those available, $5 for the strand. And CGS 20. How many of these do I have? 2. 2 of these, $5 each. Are these pyramids? And these, look at the beautiful color on those. It's like a metallic gunmetal with that beautiful finish. And when they're not in the light, they look more, you can see it a little bit, but they look just more of the metallic black. And when the light hits them, all those beautiful colors come out. And that's CGS 20. 2 of those available, $5 each. All right. I'm going to put away these. No one grabbed 15? Surprising. Some of my favorites tonight. I'm just saying surprising because it's some of my favorites that have not gone. Like, I love these. It's always
interesting to see what people gravitate toward. Like I would have totally grabbed these. I might grab me a strand of these. This is CGS 15, and there are still 3 of them available, $13 each. And I'm going to start putting these away. There are still 2 16s available. That's these beautiful multicolor pyramids. 2-hole. And let's move these down. What am I on? 21. CGS 21. $5 a strand. 3 strands available. Are these yellow green kind of, I don't know, they remind me like little, almost like a beehive. They're faceted. They've got great color. They've got a little bit of that AB finish. You can see the pink coming through, pinks and blues, pink, blue, yellow. And there are 3 of these available. These are 8.5 millimeters by 11. 8.5 millimeters by 11. CGS 21. CGS 22. $9 a strand. Oh, we just sold a 21. Thank you so much. $9 a strand, 3 strands available. Are these green and black, twisted, I don't know what you want to call them. There's kind of a shampoo-y effect in there going on, like a pearlescence happening. Only $9 a strand. Really pretty. I love these. They're kind of like a twisted triangle-ish. I never know what to call some of these shapes. These are about 11.5 by about 11.5. And there's 3 of these strands available. One of my favorites, it's green. It's green and black, y'all. It's going to be one of my favorites, right? CGS 22, $9 a strand. 3 strands available. Ooh, this is a big one, and there's only 1. This is 23, and it is $30. It's a big strand. CGS 23. These big kind of glacier white, kind of a gray white. I love these. The big faceted rounds with the multi layers of glass in there. You can see it layered up. We've just sold one of the 22s. Thank you so much. Look at how pretty. Big, big old beads. Faceted rounds. And Let me get you the size on this. 17.5 millimeters. 17.5 millimeters, one strand available, $30 for the strand. CGS 23. All right, let me put this one away. 17. These are the AB clear crystal pyramids. These, the metallic green pyramids, CGS 18. Bring those away, 2 whole beads. One strand, CGS 19 of the silver, the metallic silver pyramids. One of those available, $5 for the strand, CGS 19. And I may as well put these ones away while I'm at it. The 2 strands of, I think it's the Picasso finish, or travertine finish, black pyramids. All right, let's move these down. We just sold another 22. Thank you so much. That's that green and black. So pretty. CGS 23. What else do I have in my goodie bag here? These. $11 a strand. 3 strands available. CGS. Oh, I just used the same number. CGS 24. CGS 24. I love these kind of fluted dotted edges on a table cut glass bead. I don't know what these remind me of, but they're cute. Like they remind me of a little bug body. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's the right thing to say either, but I think they're really cool. Almost like a strawberry too that's been cut. Kind of like a strawberry, right? Cut strawberry. But they've got that dotted fluted edge and they're table cut. And these are 11 and a half by 14. 11 and a half by 14 millimeters. And that's CGS 24. And it says, they remind me of children's Valentines with the doily on the edge. Love it. Yes, they do remind me of that. That brought back an immediate memory. Having to fill out those Valentines for school. Absolutely. $11 a strand. Only 2 of them available. We've sold 1 so far. Thank you. Yeah, they totally do. Wow, that's like memory unlocked. I was also always very I always procrastinated on doing those. So I remember sitting at our dining room table. My mom would make me sit down with the whole box of Valentines, and I had to do them all in one night because instead of doing them a few every night, I waited until the very last day. And I would be working so hard at addressing all those Valentines for people. Did anybody do those though? Not on a procrastinating basis. Did anyone actually do them early? I don't know anybody who did them early. CGS 25 are these. I think we had these larger And now we have smaller ones. These are these little, they have this beautiful finish, and they're that kind of cranberry glass. And this is a small size. I feel like we had these in a larger size. These are about 11.5 millimeters by 7.5 millimeters. And says, my guess is I loved doing them because I thought they were pretty. So I probably didn't procrastinate, but I don't remember. I know that I procrastinated 100%. My mom had to force me to sit down and do them. And I don't know why, because I actually did like them. Like that's not a necessarily a bad memory. But I do remember not wanting to do them for some reason. All right. And this is CGS 26. And these glow under a black light. These are these beautiful nuggety beads. They're a faceted nugget. And they're matte. And they glow under a black light. They light up. And they are about 9.5 by 14 millimeters. Let me get you, I guess I got to put the number down, right? They're $7 each, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them available. CGS 26. All right. I'm going to put away 21. We still have 2 of those available. And then 22, we have 1 of those left. Just 1 of those left, $9 a strand. One of the big 23s left. Still available, $30 for that strand. That's for people who like the big check glass. The harder and harder and more rare. Harder to find, more and more rare check glass for sure on that one. We've got 2 of the 24s still available. We've got 2 of the 25s still available. We've got all 5 of the 26s still available. Okay. Here we have 27, which are these table cut round flowers. I'm going to call them a flower. They're a table cut bead. You've probably seen this design before, maybe. I know I've seen this one, but I love these. And beautiful color in these. It's kind of that blue teal color with the green edge. And so there are 6 of those available, only $5 each. And then these are really, I think, really special. These are a rounded triangle bead in black glass. Only $5. I don't know how they're $5 a strand. $5 a strand. 2 strands available. And these are about 17 millimeters by 13. And I kind of want to save one of these for myself, but we'll see. Because I love, like, I think those are just so pretty. I'll make myself, that'd be perfect. It's just the right size for a bracelet. I think that's really nice. If these don't sell out, I'm definitely keeping one for myself. They've got a slight faceting to them. It's very, you can see it more if I hold it this way. See how it's faceted down? It's very slight and it's very polished. We've just sold one of those. Only one left. I'm okay if that one doesn't sell. CGS 29. Six. CGS 29, $6 each. 3 of them available. It's this 2-hole triangle shape in this like ectoplasm green. Isn't that cool? 2 holes, triangular, about 17.5 millimeters by 6 by 6. They glow. I don't know if they glow in real life. No, they're not blacklight glowing like these, but they do have that kind of inner glow. They're really pretty. So those 3 of them available, $6 each. All right, let me put these ones away. One last look at these. And those are $11. 2 of them still available. I'm going to put these ones away. One last look at those. CGS 25, $7 each. 2 of them still available. And 26, the glow in the black light nuggets, matte nuggets, $7 each. 5 of them available. Move these down, move these down, and move these down. CGS 30. Yes. I know. I think we had like one of these before, but there's 3. I'm assuming they're the same price because they were in the same bag. CGS 30 are these. If you missed these before, I think we only had one strand of these before. These are the black and silver with this wild kind of geometric design. I feel like this kind of goes with my mug, this 80s geometric kind of look. And there are 3 of these available, $6 each. They're 12.5 by 16.5 millimeters, the ovals. Okay. CGS 31. We sold one of the 30s and one of the 29s. Thank you so much. CGS 31. This is only $3. There's one of them available. And they're these kind of gunmetal rounds with that beautiful finish on them. Again, they don't look like they have much of a finish when you just see them and then the light hits them. To be honest, I don't think I knew they had a finish until just now. But they're these top drilled rounds. And let me get the measuring calipers out. They're 6 millimeters. And there's only one strand. $3. CGS 31. And we just sold 31. So I'm going to put it back. Thank you. Thank you. Sold 31 multiple times. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see, these are 14. There are 3 of them available. CGS 32. No, there are only 2 of these available. And they're these table cut ovals. In this white, kind of white and clear glass with that beautiful edging. And these are 13.5 by 19.5 millimeters. 2 strands only, $14 a strand. CGS 32. Ooh, these are cool. These are really cool. All right. These are $6 a strand. 3 strands available. CGS 33. These are a wavy oval. They're all sometimes a little bit differently shaped. They're not all the same shape on a strand. Or maybe they are, and it's just how you hold them. I don't know. They're really cool. They look like they morph. Sometimes they look more ovally. Sometimes they look more almost like rounded rectangle-y. but that is an interesting, very interesting shape. 13.5 millimeters by 21.7. And they are this kind of, I'm going to say there's a little bit of green in there. They're kind of like a smoky quartz, but they have a little bit of green. I keep looking at it because it's just such an odd shape. It's like the glass, they just slumped the glass, like it sat in the sun a little too long. It's really cool. CGS 33. All right, let me put some of these away. I'm going to put 27s away. 5 of those, 6 of those, I'm sorry, 6 of those still available. $5 each. I'm going to put the 28s away. There's 1 of those still available, which is completely okay. I'm just going to tuck that away right now, because that one might be mine. 29, we still have 2 of those available. We've sold 1. Thank you so much. Again, $6 each. What? I've got 2 more, and then we'll end the night there at 35. That ends pretty much my box of things I wanted to show you tonight. And that's a kind of a nice even number to end on. And let's see, these are $6 each. And we got a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of those. And CGS 35, $6 each. And I think there's 12 of these too. That's a whole hank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of these. All right. So these are these beautiful leaves. Green leaves with the copper. And those are $6 a strand, 12 strands. You see the whole hank here, 12 strands available. CGS 34. And then CGS 35 are these. They're like a blue-green. It's almost like a blue glass with that green and copper finish. But I'll show you them together, because we bought them together, thinking you might like them together. And $6 a strand, 12 strands of each, CGS 34 and CGS 35. All right, my friends, that is it for me tonight. And later this week, well, tomorrow, we will start something a little bit different. We'll see. We'll see what we get into tomorrow. We might do a mix and match of things, or we might focus on one thing. I know a lot of people said they like an assortment, so maybe we'll do an assortment of things tomorrow. We'll start with some of Priscilla's stuff, along with some Indonesian glass and some of Harry's stuff. Maybe we'll mix and match. And then we'll do that maybe the rest of the week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. See what y'all like. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Good night, everybody. Anne says, thank you for another great grouping of beads. Thank you all for hanging out and taking a look. Kimberly says, so many fun things. I know, right? So much. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me and keeping me company while Andrew is in his meeting. And I hope you all had a great dinner or are going to have a great dinner. I can't wait to have ours with these things we got from this Italian market today. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much. Have an amazing, amazing evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please share, please like, please thumbs up, please do all that good stuff, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody.